what you thought of your relationship with him.
Because I described it as not the best the first 2 years.
No, I mean, again, sometimes you not have to be on the best terms all the time. Sometimes discomfort breeds growth, and to be able to push somebody deep down inside, you got to know that it's for a reason. And I think that's the greatest thing I can say. At times, yeah, does everybody love? We've had these discussions before. Is sometimes there are tough times, but that's a part of the game. And what you really do is you step back and you're able to realize how much you respect them because of it, because they don't allow you to just coast and increase your expectation in everything that you do. And sometimes that's not the easiest thing in the world. And in order to be, when you step back and you realize, the better friends, the better people that you have around you are going to push you. And sometimes that means getting you out of your comfort zone. And I wouldn't be in this situation right now. I probably wouldn't have the opportunity. I know I wouldn't have the opportunity, but I probably wouldn't have been able to step out of the comfort zone as much as I possibly have or am willing to do, even with me and my family, without being pushed that way. And I think that's probably one of the things I can say is going to benefit me the most in everything that I do. And if it was nice and easy and smooth all the time, you're right. I probably would not have been not forced, but to take yourself out of that comfort zone and then become comfortable being uncomfortable. And I will owe him always for that.
What's the last week been like for you? I'm sure it's been a whirlwind.
It has. The most important thing to me right now is these kids, and I told them that. I told them even when I was introduced out at Cincinnati, I wanted to look at every kid and make sure he knows why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm doing what I'm doing because we started something, and I would never start something without finishing it. And to look those guys in the face every day, when it does get tough, when you might only get a few hours of sleep because you got a lot of things to do, it's for the right reasons, and I hope they understand that. I know that. And that's the way to do it.
You have 2 jobs and 6 kids. How do you possibly find the time to do everything you need to do?
Well, sometimes you take advantage of the ones you love the most. And those are the people that might suffer the most in the whole thing. So my family understands that. My wife understands that. My kids understand that, I hope, to some extent. And for right now, those are the ones, between our relationship right there is probably the thing that has to give right now the most. They understand that. They know that. And if I couldn't do this without a great wife, because she's got to be the one making sure they're saying the right things and understanding why, to my kids, why I'm doing what I'm doing as well.
Luke, Tom Herman had to do this, and obviously recruiting is a big part of it when it comes to what you're doing at UC. How much do you take from what he did when he took the Houston job, and how are you able to balance coaching this team, but also getting the phone calls in that you need to get into to get the class you want at UC?
Well, they help you with the dead period. They help you with those situations where you can only make one phone call. It's pretty much impossible because you can still text and do all those other things. But the situation of not knowing, it's a little bit difficult. I talk to Tom. I pick Tom's brain about it. You try to put on paper, this is the time I'm going to do this. This is the time I'm going to do this, and that's kind of what I've done. The only way to do it is to have a plan. So the majority of that is right here. The 8 o'clock till midnight is the plan to do the other things, which means recruiting, which means sending messages, which means making phone calls, but not to shortchange either one of them, other than the thing that gets shortchanged is my family and the personal things that you might do, but that's a part of the game.
Urban said that nobody knows the state in recruiting as well as you do. And obviously Ohio State, from a national perspective, is only going after high-caliber kids or top-caliber kids. But how much have you learned recruiting for this program, the landscape of this state, and did it kind of help you survey what you want to do?
No matter where you go, the areas that you recruit, the more you know it, the better you understand it. And I don't just mean it's easy to turn on tape and see who can run, who can hit, the size, the weight, the speed. But to know the landscape, to know the guys that you can trust. I know these high school coaches. I know them very well. So you know they're going to give you the insights. You know what kind of competition those guys are playing against. And you need help. You can't do it by yourself. So you got to rely on your relationships with the high school coaches. And that's what recruiting is all about.
And one last thing. You obviously love this place, and it's been a part of you for a long time. But if you get Cincinnati to probably where you have in mind, you're going to have to battle Ohio State a lot in the recruiting trail, especially in the state, or at least I think you're hoping to do that.
That's the goal. That's the goal. That's the objective. And, again, we're not going to take a step down to anything. And we got to make sure that our kids understand that mentality, our coaches as well. Because everybody out there would say, well, you guys wouldn't battle against them. Well, you know what? If we're really doing a great job, we will. Because if we play them on the field, or whoever you play on the field, our second game will be going up north. And we're going to have every expectation to to be successful there. And we got to have the same expectation in the other things that we do. So we got a ways to go. We understand that, but that doesn't mean we're not going to keep swinging and try.
How's the feedback been from the high school coaches?
Yeah, I wish I could say I've had a lot of feedback. I've got a lot of message. I've got a lot of text. I've got a lot of phone calls. If there's anybody that I've tried to call back more than anyone or try to return, it is the high school coaches, because I know they're going to mean a lot to us. And I've had a relationship with them over a long time that I want to make sure they know that they're important. Unfortunately, a lot of the friends and people that have sent you messages or called, you haven't had as much time to respond to. But again, it's a really, really focused time with the things that we got in hand, and between this, the most important thing right now, preparing these guys, and then what else I got?
Luke, did you